So, all right, this video is going to be about this vehicle right here. First, I guess, excuse all the stuff around the screen right now. This is I just used what I used for gaming, so just because it was easier. Didn't want to change anything or make anything go away. So, this is videos about this vehicle here, 2017 Powerstroke. We're going to talk about what's been modified about it, which is, as the title suggests, it has a compound turbo air system in it, and we're going to talk about cost and any other modifications done to it, really. So, and right off the bat, I'm just going to address these things because I have a feeling people are going to ask. These are, and I address this later too, but right away, these are hostile H120 Vulcans, 22 by 12, and the tire is a Venom Power Terra Hunter 35 by 13 and a half. This has been 2.5 inches leveled. Paint matched everywhere, basically. Was chrome. Well, not really. Somewhat, like the handles are paint matched. And also, sorry for the picture. I don't really have any of that great of pictures of this, so whatever. This chrome strip right along the door, the window sill type thing. Was actually plasti dipped. It actually worked way better than gloss painting it, as well as the running board right here. This has been plasti dipped as well. These are Bilstein 5100 shocks, and yeah, that's really it for a quick rundown. Right now, though, probably gonna play some sound clips for you guys, because if I was watching this video, that's what I would want to hear. And again, I don't have the greatest stuff, but it'll give you some idea of what we're working with. I got a couple in the cab clips, and then one drive-by type clip, and so we'll put those in right here. And then later we will address cost and kind of talk about drivability and some other things. So here are the clips. Okay, so this one, what we'll do is just like a normal takeoff from a stoplight or whatever. Nothing, no hard pull or anything. want to try and do here is get you good audio of the charger, windows up, AC off, you know, no wind noise or anything. So I don't know how it's gonna work, but we'll see. We got a cat up here. Sounds as good on the video as it does IRL, because it sounds really good to me. And there it is. So this charger is a BorgWarner S480, so 88 millimeter turbine and a 80 millimeter compressor. It has a street billet compressor. And a race. This is a race compressor housing. So this kit actually comes with a battery relocation. As you can see, that's not the factory battery. Factory battery sits right here, and then the factory intake air filters back there. This kit wasn't too bad. They said it was like an 8-hour install, which is absolutely false. It's not. They give you everything though, or they're supposed to give you everything. There was a couple of bits and pieces missing from mine, like see this big ass V-band clamp. I had to kind of custom make that one. That's why I just didn't cut it off yet. I'm gonna slice that bitch off right there. But yeah, this is the gloss blue. The hardest part, in my opinion, was this intermediate exhaust. Getting this connected to the back of the factory charger was the hardest thing, in my opinion, because it's just such a bitch of a place to get to and work on back there. Right now, we're running stock fuel still. The plan is, typically this kit comes with a S475, and then to put just do like a double pump set of dual fueler, and then you can make like 750 horse or so. But my plan was to do a complete build on this truck. Internal rods, valves, pistons, stage 2 cam, the whole works. Pistons, everything. So, my power goal's more near the 1,000 range, so that's why I wanted the S480 instead of a 475. But the other thing that this vehicle has is Coolant Reroute. So that's actually this right here. So normally this hose kind of is up here, tees over to the back, and also comes over to here to the EGR. But with the EGR upgrade, as people have been saying, don't need that. So, which obviously looks a lot cleaner with your piping and everything. Much better that way. Boy, what else? I don't know. We'll do I'll get you some sound clips, or I'll probably put those at the beginning of the video so that because that's probably what people want to hear. But I haven't had time to get really any good sound clips. I just have, just a passenger in the passenger seat videoing while I'm driving, and one time I did a pull, when someone was standing outside, but nothing too insane. So one of the other things, which it's really tough to see, but you see the turbo blanket, how shittily installed that was. Yeah, that's me. Which I did all this myself, obviously, guys. And you can too if you got any sort of mechanical knowledge. It just took longer because I had to take the EGR out first, which kind of, it just added some time. But this took me just the kit itself probably took me 3 days of, you know, not 3 days of working, probably 8 hours, give or take a couple hours. And what sucks is I can't show you the mount. If I got right up in here, I'll take my glasses off because I can't even see now. Yeah, so where my finger is right now, yeah, see, you can't even hardly see that. It's so how it gets mounted is to this side. That's actually one of the bolts it gets mounted to with the orange on it. So it wraps around the side of the valve cover slash intake manifold, which, because as we know, they're the same thing on these vehicles, kind of the same as the design went. So it kind of hooks around. There's 3 connecting points here, and then there's one like down around the back, and then the next one is to the back too on the side. So it mounts. It's a pretty sturdy mount. I was surprised that they went with that to reuse. I was kind of concerned with how deep that bolt would sit back into the threads at the bottom of the, like actually on the kind of the block. But I mean, it seems to have worked, and this is their 2nd year of testing that I got into this with them. So this isn't even on the market, this kit. I just contacted them, say, hey, you mind if can I test this with you? And they said, sure, here you go. So right there is a NPT, I can't remember. It's for, that's a standard boost sensor hookup for your atmospheric charger. And then there's 2, I think, right here. Yeah. For other monitoring and a little bit of spray if you want to run some nitrous. Yeah, I don't know. I think it looks really good, and it sounds really good, and it spools well. I was gonna go with a ball bearing charger, but the amount of time they needed to get the ball bearing charger from Bullseye, which they get all their chargers from Bullseye. The timing didn't really work out to where it was going to make sense to get all this installed, because I was actually off of work that week, and I kind of needed it, because if I was going to do this at all, it would have had to been then. But I don't daily drive this, so that's the reason I started all this is because I don't daily drive this, so it's much more makes me feel better not to daily drive this and doing all this work and I just keep cramming the miles on it. But and so also the downpipe, you can kind of see the downpipe shoots over on this passenger side, like right in front of the passenger's feet, and it actually connects to, so there's if you imagine you're looking down here at the valve cover, the intake manifold, there's 1, 2, 4 or maybe 5, I can't remember at this point, but the last 2 back, so these first 2 over here is where the charger mount is bolted to, and then there's one up the side, that's that third one, the orange one that you saw, and then the 2 back here in the back, that's actually where the downpipe is mounted. It's all one piece, and they wrapped it real nice, obviously, because everything's hot in here. And I was surprised that they didn't wrap this one, the intermediate exhaust pipe. I was surprised they didn't do that one, but like you'll see, I mean, they have a video up kind of describing this kit too, and you'll see on their video that, or they say it, that most chargers are mounted like right here. They use the EGR block-off plate, or the bolts that are used for that and mounted to that. But I mean, with how, really, like I said at the beginning, getting this mounted to the back of the factory charger was the hardest part, and to have the charger be here, and then I don't know where other kits go with their intermediate exhaust tube. Like if they go still back like that, or if they go, I think I've seen some of them where they swoop underneath, like right near the factory charger, like up and under. I don't know, that would suck. But I really like how this one's mounted. But yeah, I mean, well, so, and then everyone is going to ask about probably the vehicle itself. So this is just leveled with, actually I bought it and someone had put a rough country leveling kit on it, which obviously not really that big a fan of rough country, but if it's just a leveling kit, I'm okay with it, I guess. But so just front leveled 2.5, and those are Hostile Vulcans. I think they're the H120 is the Vulcan H120 is the what they're called, and they're 22 by 12s, but the tire is a Terra Hunter, and that is a Venom, Venom Power Terra Hunter, 13.5 inch wide by 35, and boy do they fit perfect. You do need a bumper spacer, so you can kind of tell, like it's not really where it used to be. So I got that from Wicked Customs. It just pushes it out 1 inch. But then the only other thing cosmetically that we've done is mirrors. I just vinyl wrap those and the handles. And then this side is better. Let me show you this side. So the running boards used to have, like right here is like a chrome, so we just plasti dipped that. And the other thing we plasti dipped is this stupid chrome bitch that runs along here, because I just don't like chrome. So just to make it completely, I still haven't decided what to do like with that. On my last truck I just took them off and it looked pretty clean, and then the FX4 back there too, I just took that off on the old one too. But yeah, besides that, and obviously let me know if you have questions, what kind of, I mean, I'm sure I missed a bunch. I was just trying to make this kind of concise. Like I said, a lot of people asked me to kind of explain a little bit about what was going on in here and kind of the process. So, well, I think that one question might be asked is, how much power are you making right now? So the factory charger, the factory fuel pump, the stock CP 4.2, is really only capable of anywhere, like somewhere between 600 and max 650 horse. So that's where we're at. Because this charger, like I said, this charger is, right now we're set up for air-wise to go to 1,900 to 1,000. But on stock fuel. And one of the first things, since this is a Platinum, it's got that extra alternator right there, which is normally where guys would put their dual fueler. So obviously you could rip that out. I actually don't know how that process would work. I'm assuming you can just take that out. You'd have to get a different serpentine belt, but I'm pretty sure that serpentine belt would come with whatever dual fueler kit you would buy, and then mount it right to there. But I don't really want to do any of that stuff without making sure that the rest of the truck can handle it. I know this is a 17 build date of the May, which is supposed to have the upgraded the Generation 2 rods, which are good for, people say 700 or so, 750, as well as the trans is good for 750. But I don't know, I just rather would, you know, instead of doing anything right now, just gonna wait a little bit and then do everything, you know, put all my upgraded parts in there, make sure this thing can handle it, and then yeah, and then go to 1,000. So yeah, let me know what kind of questions you got, whatever. Like I said, we got a long way to go here, so this is the first video, and I'll make another one detailing whatever you guys, what other questions you have. I'll write them all down and address all of them in another video if you want. So thanks. All right, so now we're addressing cost, and this is, it's kind of hard to, so when you first get, if you want to do this, you need a couple of things. This is from pusher intakes themselves, and I'm just going to be addressing them because obviously I know the most about them. But if you're going to purchase your compound setup from them, first you have to have part, if not all of their, you basically have to have their full intake system, almost. So the full intake system is, I think it's like $1,200 or so, but obviously from the intake tube from the factory charger just to the air filter, that's what would come on the factory intake. You know what we should do actually? Let's see if I can pull this up real quick. So pusher, oops, and there we go. So let's show you the factory here. This is it right here. Okay, perfect. That worked out way better than I thought. So this, close all this too, that's classless. So this tube from the factory charger to the intake, that's not going to be used because this, although it looks semi-similar, you won't use this for the compound setup. So what I did was I just got all of this stuff together. That's why, so I'm pretty sure, yeah, $1,300. And then you got, oh, you got to add all this. So let's see, blue, that's what I have, standard 2-port. Here you go, blue. I was actually between blue and purple, but I thought the purple was a little too loud. Anyway, you have to, so the horns to the intakes, that's gonna be the same. This is gonna be the same pipe too. You can get the hot charge side tube. You don't have to get the aftermarket one, and actually I think that's outlined here, charge side tube. So that's another, so that's a separate, that's separate than the that's not included in here. So the only thing from this kit that you'd use is this horn here and this cold side tube, and the rest would be nothing. So that's why on this invoice, well, yeah, so if you have it painted, it's almost $1,500. So that's why only part of that's used in here. So that's $899. Because if you can also do this in stages. So if you get, okay, well, let's say you get the intake system for your vehicle, and then you want to, okay, next thing is upgrade to the next thing. If you want to do it in stages, that's obviously fine. A good way to do things. But you won't, you'll end up spending a little extra money, $700 right off the bat, because you've got that extra tube, that extra pipe now. So what I went from was a completely stock engine bay to what you have seen, what you saw in the engine bay before. So powder coat everything, $75, which I think may have been, I asked them to just write me this one because this is the stock. This is what you would get if with the standard kit. But I think this 75 is a little less than, I think this is what they are, kind of a discount they're running with the research and development program. So I'm not too sure. So we got to focus on this subtotal here. And I'll kind of get into how mine was later. So hot side charge tube, powder coat. Okay, so the actual system, like, so this what this encompasses is everything else besides the charger, the actual intake tubes, and sorry, I'm just noticing other powder coating. So intake tubes and charger is basically the only thing not included in this item here, and paint. So yeah, what I just noticed is everything else has a different powder coat charge. So that's about right. It wasn't like a, like a discount or anything. So sorry, let's go back to this one. This one, what this encompasses is every single thing. So every bolt, like the mounting bracket for the charger, the oil supply, oil drain, all the clamps and boots and nuts, bolts, downpipe, intermediate exhaust pipe, every other thing is in this item. So that's obviously why it's $4,000. Most of that, I would, if I had to guess, most of this item is where they are burying a lot of their overhead and R&D cost, because obviously it didn't, that amount of stuff, raw material, obviously it's not that, not a $4,000 item. These, they need to make money somewhere, and I think I would guess they buried most of it into here, because if you come down to the the S475, that's at cost. Like that's just at cost. So obviously they don't make this product. They could put markup on it unless they're an official BorgWarner retailer, which I don't think they are, because they go through Bullseye. So I don't know, actually. I'm pretty sure that's at least really close to cost, which they maybe legally have to go at cost for that because of agreements with BorgWarner. And then, so this part is what they offer for discounts if you are part of the R&D program. This does vary, I think. But yeah, that's a nice little thing. If you want to go contact them, you may be able to get $500 off your kit. And I think this is the best. I did a ton of research on other kits, Midwest and really Midwest was the only other one I was actually thinking of getting, but all the other kits are, like I said, while we were in the engine bay of the truck, was the charger's mounted in a spot that it's not bad. I guess I think this is just better. So yeah, so you're looking at $6,100 for all this, which if you take this price and compare it to, let's take Midwest for example. Should we try and look it up? MPD compound turbo kit. Must have looked it up before. 11 through, okay. This is Maryland's, obviously. So let's see. 15 plus is what we have. Atmospheric, S480. Well, let's go S475. Okay, so this is one other thing that's different, actually. This is a good reminder. With this kit, you actually they give you a drill, the ability to drill and tap your own oil drain into the upper oil pan, which I think is a better option to go with than what this is. If you select this option, this has a bung for the secondary charger but it's in the bottom oil pan, in the lower oil pan, which has always been, from what I understand, is always been frowned upon, but accepted by people to do it. And I thought that was kind of a cool thing that they put it above, high in the oil pan, so it actually would drain instead of just kind of sit, that oil would just kind of sit in that tube, that drain tube, if it's down near where the oil level is while it's running. Yeah. So anyway, so let's just figure that in just for a number's sake. This is a 17 plus. Wow. That's $4,700. Oh, and they mount it out there too. Well, shit, I should have gone with this kit. This is way more financially sound than. Yeah, okay, well, this is a good picture to look at, because this is one thing that I was telling you guys about. So they don't do any coolant reroute. So you see this coolant hose. I'm gonna get back to the fact that if this is actually $4,700, I'm pissed. So don't buy whoever's kit. This is way better. We got to see what all goes into this kit though, so maybe we're missing something. Anyway, this this coolant hose actually is rerouted differently. Remember that one was up here, and then there's actually one that goes to, it kind of hooks up down here, and it goes to this pipe. This is a hard pipe, this black one right here. So the coolant reroute that Pusher has, this is converted into just a regular hose, like a 3/4 inch hose, and it runs underneath all this stuff, underneath, and connects over here to the heater core, rather than this one where it like tees off down here and goes over and then it comes back this way. So I do prefer what I have and tough titties, because I'm stuck with it now, well, they do have some sort of, this is either an oil, or a fuel filter modification, like different fuel filter, or they probably have another fuel pump in here. Anyway, this pipe, you can see how this snakes. This is the intermediate charge pipe intermediate exhaust pipe that I was telling you guys about. That snakes, what seems to me, through the middle here and up, and then it'll hook to the back of the charger back there. That seems nuts. Maybe it isn't. Who knows? Maybe it was even easier install than the one that I have, but the Pusher one. But now this pipe too comes back and dives down back here, which gets pretty tight. I liked the downpipe going back here. That was actually one of the easier things. The downpipe shooting right down underneath your ECM and stuff. So, all right, let's get into this though, because that's gonna piss me off. Hold on, let's see if this chain. What the hell? Here we go. Oh my god. Okay, turns out, don't go by what I bought, buy this. So, and this is the other one I was telling you about. Why? Okay, wow, how come you can do 6 different kits on this thing? This is what I wanted to avoid. Okay. So yeah, this is it. This is in 2 pieces now, this intermediate exhaust. Back to the back here. This, holy Christ, look at how tight that is. But this right here is one of the main things that I wanted to avoid, because they still oh, this is on an 11 through 14, maybe. Because this is where the battery used to sit, on the 11 through 14s. So maybe this is on an 11 through 14. Well, they need to, what the fuck? These will only work on 15 through 19s. So why are there 2 different kits? You have to tell us that. Either one of our 15 plus style turbos, our intercooler piping kit, custom tuning. Okay. So this right here is a big money item right here. I don't think hold on. Let's do one other thing. So this only should have added $740 technically. Yeah, see, okay. All right, so if you want any sort of modified BorgWarner, you got to pay the extra money. 17 other. What would be different from 17 to 15? That would add $250. I don't know. Maybe that's a 17 plus design that they have, because maybe they didn't change the battery location till 17. Wow, shows how much I know. Okay. Well, let's see what they're here. Piping cat. Yeah. Okay. So okay. Back to oops. Where the hell am I trying to? Here we go. Back to this. It seems to be pretty consistent with everybody else's kit. That for that other shit was $4,700 actually. Hold on. Back up. Okay. So determined. So we got that, and so here. So 4,000. Oh, okay. Yeah, they're cheaper for the actual kit. The kit itself. Yeah, they're cheaper for the actual kit itself. If you go with the standard. Yeah, so if you just, well, they're $500 cheaper. $500. And this is no paint or anything, I don't think. I don't think you do that, because obviously there would be a thing for it. So because this includes the actual like kit, all the nuts and bolts and stuff, and then in here it includes the S475. And if you take both of those, that's basically 700. God damn it, $750, 740, whatever, 750. So that's $4,740 for this same amount of stuff. So yeah, you're $500 over. Not that bad. Not that bad. Okay, I'm okay with what has happened. This is something else I was looking to do, because I heard this is a 30%, yeah, 32% increase in flow, but it's not going to matter because I'm out of fuel anyway. So this can be part of my next part of my build. But that's it. That is something I was looking at, because it looks like it. Oh, only a 1.5 psi of increase. Better flow though. I don't know. I'll have to think about it. Okay. So yeah, then if you look at, so that's a standard one. So then this is mine. Whoa. See that still? Yeah. And the only difference is the charger, the S480 with the race cover is, twice as expensive. So that's the only difference. That is the only difference. So, yeah, that's really it. I mean, I guess I said we would talk about drivability. But honestly, what I should do is maybe I'll take a video of me driving and kind of walk you through it while I'm in the vehicle. That's probably a better idea, because it does change a little bit. Because you got a little more restriction on your factory VGT charger as you come from an idle. So you can mat it, and it will kind of lug just a little bit more than before, but not that bad. And then as soon as that factory charger lights, then you're off. Okay, then you've built at least 30 pounds of boost in a matter of like a second and a half from setting off. But then as soon as that one starts going, then it'll obviously it brings in that your atmospheric charger, and then you can take off. I don't actually know how much boost it produces right now. I probably should. But the only, yeah, I just need to get hooked up to that other 1/8 inch MPT port, and should probably, well, I could just, you can use, if you use EasyLink, you can use that actually. Yeah, just use that to monitor boost. But I'm assuming that's probably it for this video, right? And like I said before, keep saying it, you guys let me know what I missed, and I'll get in there and make another video addressing all the questions, if there are any. Maybe there aren't any, I don't know, if people are wondering. But yeah, I guess, well, the other thing I just thought of was mileage, like fuel mileage. I have no idea, because I don't drive that enough to get an accurate description on that, because when I do drive it, I don't drive it with fuel economy in mind at all. So all right, yeah, though, well, that'll be it, I guess. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one, maybe, if there's a next one. If no one really cares, then that's it. I don't care either, really. I mean, whatever. If you guys want more videos, then I'll make more. Otherwise, we don't have to. Yeah, whatever.